Good day, everyone. I am Jocelyn Misiolila from BE3A, and today I will discuss the Unit 3, Lesson 2, the whole class teaching. So, the learning outcomes is the learners will explain the whole class teaching in a single grade classrooms and multi-grade classrooms. Also, create a tiered or multi-leveled activity plan. Now to begin, I have two pictures presented in the screens, and all you need to do is observe the two pictures and share your observation. Okay, that's great. So the first picture shows a multi-grade class. On the other hand, the second picture shows a single grade class. Now, we are on our way. So, I have here two questions that we need to answer. So, first question is, what common method may a teacher apply from a single grade level to a multi-grade level? Yes, the whole class instructions. And is the whole class instructions appropriate for a multi-grade class? Yes, very good. Whole class instructions is effective and appropriate for a teacher to apply to a multi-grade classes or in teaching a multi-grade classes. So, how we can apply the whole class instruction in a multi-grade classes? Now we will go deeper in our discussion. Okay, as you can see in the screen, whole class teaching is a typical and convenient method of teaching in a multi-grade class since the teacher displays to the student as a group. This technique of teaching saves the teacher's time and effort because he or she just has to compose one lesson plan with the average category of skills as a criterion. So whole class teaching, it is the teacher handle the entire class using the same activities provided, assessments being provided. In other words, the teachers only compose one lesson plan for the entire class. Okay, so please, eyes on the screen. This is the whole class instructions. As you can see, the teachers will select a concept or skills. After that, introduce the concept or skills, and then activities, and of course, the important part is the whole class assessment or the evaluation part. Okay, so that is the flow or how the teacher apply whole class instructions to the entire class. Okay, so that is whole class instruction. Now, let's proceed on how we can apply whole class instructions when we are teaching a multi-grade classes. Okay, so the concept of differentiated instruction can be used the whole class teaching technique or instruction. And then similar activities are provided for the entire class, but, so there is a but the evaluation is multi-leveled or differentiated due to the varying expectations of learner groups. Okay, as you can see in the screen, that is the differentiated instructions using the whole class technique. Okay, as stated earlier, same activities provided. First, the teacher will select a concept or skills, introduce the concepts and skills, and then activities. But, yung pinagkaiba lang is the whole class assessment. Because when you apply the whole class techniques in a multi-grade classes, your assessment part or evaluation part should have that separated test. Like as you can see in the screen, we have the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So you will implement your assessment depends on your students' performance or level of knowledge or understanding to the topic. So that's why we have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. It depends on your learners how or what level of their understanding. Okay, again, the whole class instructions and differentiated instructions, when using this technique, yung pinagkaiba lang na part is yung, or if you will going to apply the whole class assessment or yung evaluation part. Because yes, of course, sa whole class instructions, you will implement a test or assessment for the entire class. So each students have to answer same test. Whereas the whole class assessment in differentiated instructions, you will going to group or separate. Okay, separate the test that the students are going to answer. Depends sa kanilang level of understanding or performance to that subject. That's why I said earlier, you need to create a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So that's how we can apply whole class instructions in teaching multi-grade classes. Now, before we end our discussions, let's have this practice. Choose an interesting lesson for whole class instructions and create a tiered or multi-leveled activity plan. That's all for my reports. Thank you for listening.